Hey, thought leaders. This is the personalbranding.com podcast, and I'm your host, Dillon Kivo. Join us to learn how to build a legacy, boost your reputation, and make a lasting impact. Let's dive in. Hi, Dillon Kivo here, and welcome back to the personalbranding.com podcast. And today we are diving into something that every entrepreneur, business owner, and personal brand builder needs to master. It is using analytics to measure your brand's performance. So look, I get it. It's easy to get lost in the hustle of building your brand, creating content, engaging with followers, launching campaigns. But how do you really know if all that effort is actually paying off? And that's where analytics come in. By leveraging the right data, you can gain invaluable insights into how your brand is actually performing, what's actually working, what's not, and where you need to adjust your strategy. So in this podcast, I'm going to be talking about why analytics matter, which analytics matter, and how you should be focusing your time. So how to use that data to make actually smart decisions. All right. So without further ado, let's jump in. We all know that building a personal brand takes time and effort, right? We all know that. But how do you know if you're moving in the right direction? How can you be sure that your strategies are actually making an impact? This is where analytics come into play. Think of analytics as your brand's report card. They show you how well your brand is actually doing, right? What your audience loves and where there's room for improvement. Without this data, it's like driving without a GPS. You may be going somewhere, but you're not sure if it's actually the best route. The beauty of analytics is that they take the guesswork completely out of growing your personal brand. So instead of just hoping that your content resonates with your audience, your outreach efforts are paying off, you can see exactly what's working and most importantly, what isn't, right? Now let's talk about the metrics, what truly matters. With so many data points to choose from, it can feel overwhelming, but not all metrics are created equal. Some are essential for measuring your brand's health, while others, they're just more, nice to know, kind of like fluff. Here are a few key metrics that you need to focus on. Engagement is a direct reflection of how well your audience is connecting with your content. This includes likes, comments, shares, and saves even, right? A high engagement rate shows that your actual followers are interested and that they're taking the time to interact with what you're actually posting. If your engagement level is low, it may be an indicator that your content isn't resonating as well as it could be. So, and then there's also reach, right? Reach tells you how many unique people have actually seen your content, while impressions track how many times it's been viewed, regardless of whether it's the same person viewing it multiple times or what have you. These metrics, they help you understand the visibility of your brand and how much exposure you're getting. If your reach is growing, it means your content is being shared or discovered by new people, which is obviously a good thing. And then we have CTR. CTR is the percentage of people who click on a link in your post or your email, your ad. It's a great indicator of how effective your call to actions are. If your CTR is low, it might be time to tweak that messaging or experiment, kind of A/B split test with different types of content to drive more clicks. This one is big. All right, this next one is pretty much everything. Your conversion rate. It tells you how well your content is leading to actual results, whether that's signing up for your newsletter, making a purchase, scheduling a call, anything. If you're not seeing a high conversion rate, which typically should be 3 to 7%, like that's pretty solid, that's where you can dig deeper to refine your approach and optimize your content for better results. Also, are you attracting new followers, subscribers, or visitors to your website regularly? Monitoring your growth over time helps you gauge how well your content is actually attracting your ideal audience. Slow growth isn't a failure. It could just mean that it's time to adjust your tactics, right? To make sure that you're reaching more of the right people. And that's the key, the right people. Now that we know which metrics to focus on, the real question is, how do you use this data to improve your brand's performance? The key is to consistently analyze, adjust, and then optimize. I would say at least once a month. Let's start with the audience feedback. If certain types of posts are getting a lot of engagement, usually you should be creating more content that is similar to that. If others are falling flat, Figure out why and adjust your approach. Analytics give you a snapshot of what your audience enjoys, so use it to tailor your content accordingly. All right, so next, this one it gets a little deeper, but it is super important. Consider A/B split testing. This is a powerful technique for testing different versions of your content, whether it's an email subject line, a social media post, or even like your ads, right? The headlines that you have. By analyzing which version performs better, you can refine your strategy and make sure that you're making data-driven decisions. Don't forget to track trends over time too. This is massive. Analytics aren't just for quick fixes. They may help you understand long-term patterns, right? Year after year. You can compare like 2025's April to 2024's April, and you can see the different trends. For instance, if you notice that your audience tends to engage more with posts during certain times of the day, make sure you're posting when your followers are actually they're live, they're most active on the platforms, right? If you see a drop-off engagement after a particular type of post that you make, it might be time to tweak your content a little bit. The most important part here is action. It's not enough to just collect data. You need to use it to fuel your decision making. Data tells you where to focus your energy for the greatest impact, right? The greatest leverage. Whether that's shifting your content calendar or refining your messaging or trying a new promotional strategy, analytics give you that clarity to make confident choices. Another great benefit of analytics is how they can inform your community building and your networking efforts. By analyzing your audience's behavior, their interests, and demographics, you can better understand who is engaging with your brand and who you might want to connect more with. So, for example, let's say, I don't know, a lot of your followers are in a very specific industry or a niche, right? It's a great opportunity to network with other individuals or brands in that space. You can also use key analytics to identify key influencers or potential collaborators who are already engaging with your content. Community building is about building relationships. By using data to better understand your audience, you can identify opportunities to connect with like-minded individuals, right? Build meaningful relationships and form partnerships that benefit your brand. That's a wrap on today's episode about using analytics to measure your brand's performance by paying attention to the right metrics and using that data to make informed decisions. You can level up your personal brand and ensure that your efforts are truly making an impact. Do not obsess over the numbers. Instead, use them to guide your strategy, right? Grow your audience and optimize your content for maximize effectiveness. Keep using analytics to track what's working, what's not, refine all of this, right? And stay connected with your audience in a meaningful, genuine way. Thanks for listening to today's episode. If you found these tips helpful, feel free to share them with a friend or a family or even a fellow entrepreneur. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. I'm Dillon Kivo, and this has been a pleasure. This is personalbranding.com podcast. God bless. Thanks for tuning in. I'd love to hear from all of you. Follow and connect with me on all of your favorite social media platforms at Dillon Kivo, DILLONKIV as in Victor O. And until next time, keep building your brand and stay golden.